this. Time where you killed a nigga, real always going.
Absolutely.
I could enjoy a Nick McGee film. I could watch Rear Naked Choke with my kids.
Right.
And they're going to enjoy it on their level, and I'm going to enjoy it on my level.
That's exactly right.
I think it's fantastic.
It is the bridge between generations.
I don't often agree with cable companies and big media corporations and their.
I'm not so sure that a cable company came up with this idea.
I think there was pushback from them on this.
There was pushback, but then the government said this is what we're going to do.
This makes sense.
Right.
It would have to be the government to come up with this idea because it makes so much sense.
Right. And on top of this,
I wonder if I could get this in real gold.
This is the McManus. As you see, it's fully collapsible and comes in a stately black attaché. The 18-inch cryogenically treated stainless steel bull barrel gives this rifle a guaranteed accuracy of .2 minute of angle at 600 yards with match-grade ammunition. With its hand-reamed chamber and match-grade trigger, the McManus is designed for the marksman who wants to reach out and touch someone at a moment's notice.
I'll take it.
Lovely. Would you like it gift-wrapped?
No, that's okay.
Great. Let me run this.
Tight job on that lab, dog. We found a memo saying that Hector's meeting with the Colombians tonight. With the amount of firepower that's gonna be there, just showing up and rushing them would be suicide. Take McManus here and get to the docks. Find a nice tall building and wait. When Hector makes his move with the Colombians, take your shot.
When it all goes down, the first place the Cornels is gonna look is right at the Colombians. They're gonna think they got fucked bad, alright? So you should have no problem sneaking out in the confusion.
Just the same, I'd get the fuck out of there. Who knows what could happen?
I don't care how much you pay me. I ain't sucking your cock.
we do.
Never been with a girl who didn't have a gas.
Protecting our kids is highest priority. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. We have to protect the children.
Right. The children are our future.
We need to teach them well.
We do. We do. We do. We need to do that, and we need to do that on such a way that it has to be palatable. And that's what I think the puppets do. The puppets take care of that palatability.
Well, then you're educating children, and you know what? They don't even know it. It's almost like chocolate-flavored broccoli. It's good for them.
Have you tried that?
They don't know it. The chocolate-flavored broccoli?
Yeah.
I haven't had it. I had the vanilla cauliflower. It wasn't bad.
1066 Stillwater.
You know, I was looking around on the internet for a site that I could just refer to from time to time that has examples of the worst of television, the worst of radio, the worst of movies. I mean, the hardcore killing, the blood and the guts, and the screwing and the beating of whores and the running over of policemen and the horrendous, the being in a room naked with a bunch of women who just want to do nothing but ravage your body, you know?
Sure.
I mean,
and
we've all been there.
The gays with their furtive glances and their nodding.
Yeah. Thank you for reminding me of that. I forgot.
Can't you see I'm trying to...
But I sit there and I look at this and I think, wouldn't it be great if there was a site that could protect us by showing us these things using internet video streaming techniques?
Almost like an online glossary.
This is the McMahon.
Yeah.
And we make these people come to the country, and you cut the palm of anybody who comes to this country.
Like when they just walk in, they run their hand across some table saw and boom.
Not a table saw. No, come on. We have to have a medical professional involved in this.
Oh.
It would be a scalpel, maybe an X-Acto knife, which we talked about earlier.
Sure, it makes a clean cut.
You cut a palm and you bleed this person. You bleed them into like a petri dish. And
How much blood?
That's when they're reciting the citizenship oath.
Oh.
So it's combined
So that
with
makes
us.
it a blood oath.
Exactly.
Wow.
And then they can go and assimilate into our country. If they do anything wrong, because we'll have the chip implanted, we'll be able to follow them around and figure out
the shock collar.
We have the blood.
Yeah.
The second we get the blood, it's whisked off to government laboratories. We are cloning these people. They act up, they do something wrong. They're replaced by their clone who won't ask questions, who we actually turn into a productive member of society. So we are cloning immigrants as they come, but only to be used if the immigrant doesn't do exactly what we expected him to do or what he's supposed to do.
Huh.
So essentially that's the risk you're taking. That's the bet you're making by coming into our country. You're telling us you're going to be a productive member of our country.
Right. And if not...
And by your tax returns and everything like that, if you're not making a certain amount, if you're not living up to what we thought you were...
Right.
Out.
Clone
it up.
Interesting. All right, we're going to take a break. You're listening to KBOOM 108. It's the Mike and David Show where we're right and they are wrong. Stay right where you are.
So, how's it going?
You know.
How about this weather, huh?
Whew, yeah.
That was a hell of a tip.
No kidding. With the amount of shit we confiscated, we could have put Lopez away for the rest of his life.
It don't matter. He got taken care of anyway.
What do you mean?
Monroe's just happy Lopez is dead. As far as he's concerned, this case is closed. Hell, if he found the guy who did this, he'd probably send him a fruit basket.
Hello. Hey, Victor. Mira, I'm in the middle of something. What? What? Victor, listen to me very carefully. I don't give a fuck about the drugs. I don't give a fuck about Orjuela.
What about Manuel?
Mira, mujer, cállate el hocico. Who did this to my brother?
What about Hector?
Luz, por favor. Okay, you're right. You deal with the Saints, I'll handle the Colombians. If Manuel is behind this, yo le voy a señalar a él porque la familia López somos los más fuertes.
Needs to watch itself too, blowing our flags to and fro. We need a steel flag that'll stand up and say, "Hey, back off, wind.
Back off, wind.
You can't blow us.
Right.
You can't knock us off our perch.
Sure.
We need to stand here and defy you, and then a steel flag would defy even the wind.
Right, and it would not be flammable, which is my original point.
True.
I hadn't. Started.
But I agree, you couldn't burn the steel flag. It's still red, white, and blue, yes?
Oh yeah, and get this. That which you cannot burn gets stronger, especially steel. What happens when you temper steel, huh?
Yeah.
You burn it, you let it cool down, you burn it again, you let it cool down, you burn it again. And that steel is going to get harder and harder and harder. Right?
Like the heart of America.
Yes. Yeah. So you take this steel flag, you put it on newly reinforced poles, because let's face it, it's going to be a little heavier.
Yeah.
And proudly she waves, my friend, and nobody is going to step up and burn that flag.
You may have to put up a second pole and put it between the two of them.
Sort of
like that.
Sort of a bunting thing?
Almost like a goalpost, like a football goalpost.
Yeah.
And then you put that, perch the flag.
Sure.
It's held up by all of them.
I see a new sport. I see a variant on an old sport.
American ball.
Yeah, absolutely. KBOOM 108, we're right, they're wrong. You're listening to the Mike and David Show. We're talking about the flag. It's burning. It's not burning. The Pledge of Allegiance. We turn towards the flag. If we're in the military, we salute. If we're not in the military, put our hand over our hearts. Our right hand. Thank you very much. Not our left hand. No, our right hand. Because right is right.
Yes.
And left is wrong.
And the right hand always knows what the left hand is doing.
That's true. So, if it wasn't just the Pledge of Allegiance first thing in the morning at school, because that's really all it is. I mean, we do say the Pledge of Allegiance sometimes when we go to civic thing down at the Stillwater Arena. If we go to the
Elks Lodge or something.
Yeah. You know, we'll stand up and we'll say the Pledge of Allegiance. But truly, it has fallen out of favor. There's all this business over whether or not the word God should be in there. There's all this business over whether or not kids should be forced to claim that they are allegiant to a government, our government, why wouldn't you want to be allegiant to it?
You live here.
Please. But there are those. I'm not going to name names. Everywhere else. I'm not going to name names. There are those who would like to see that dealt away with. I say...
Yes, and then we could all pledge allegiance to nothing and let our steel freak flag fly.
I say in your face, Mr. and Mrs. Liberal.
Yeah, take that, Mr. and Mrs. Harry Armpit.
I say we take the Pledge of Allegiance. And we don't do it once.
Christ! Someone call the police!
You know, it's a lack of respect for the institutions that have made this country great.
Is there anything more inspiring than walking and seeing a family kneeling with their eyes closed?
Mm-hmm.
That Johnny guy doesn't really know Aisha, does he?
American again.
Yeah.
You start to feel like, hey, maybe there is hope for this country.
We need to get back to that.
Crazy!
We're Americans.
That's right.
That's
We're
who we
all
are.
Americans.
And therefore, you need to let your government know that you appreciate everything that they do for you.
Now, on top of all that, maybe you combine that whole thing if it's convenient to do it while you're in the bathroom. You know, when you're done, what?
I don't even want to think about it.
Now, come on.
Have some respect.
You know, you have a problem with bodily functions. That's your problem. What?
Because you know why?
Imagine this.
You know why? Because bodily function. Here's the thing. It's a metaphor. When you're in the bathroom, you're getting rid of waste
Toxins,
from your body.
yes, waste, yes.
Right, and that's this country needs to do. This country needs to take a big trip to the bathroom
and then what?
And get rid of the waste that it's got inside of it.
And then what?
And then your temple is clean.
No, and then what? You wash your hands.
I want to wash my hands of this whole damn thing, quite frankly.
Right, but the point is you wash your hands.
Yeah, they're talking about.
I don't think the Carnales have gotten the message that the Saints are here to stay. Tag up their refinery. I want those bitches to see our sign wherever they look.
89.0 Generation X. This is Paul. How are you?
Hi, Paul. I love you guys. Hey, listen, can you play me my favorite song?
You read my mind. Shelby, the golden boy on Gen X FM 89.
That's it. Alright, now I'm pretty sure I could try to do this one. Let's see how it goes.
The Carnales are trying to take Poseidon Alley. We need them.
WMD KBOOM.
Need an attorney? Here's how we cheat 'em.
The recent increase in gang violence on the streets of Stillwater has resulted in an increase in financial opportunity for people just like you. If you've been shot, robbed, or murdered, your case is ripe for the courts, and I'm just the man for the job. I'm a local boy. I graduated from Stillwater Community College with a passion for the law and an associate's in gun repair. Now these qualifications allow me to get inside the head of your jury, so I know early on whether we gonna lose or not.
Patrons have raised the art of aromatherapy to new heights when they walk through the doors of Ribs for Her Pleasure and smell the smells of the day. Relax as you are enveloped in the fragrance of USDA prime baby back ribs sizzling on the grill. Drenched.
Ooh, Birdie made it.
You're just full of bull. Bitches up, man.
And I'm gonna whoop you. What's that? What the heck? Yeah. Find that.
These bitches don't have a chance. Your ass is mine. Somebody help me! Funny, I knew you balls. Come at me again and I'll kill you. You gotta do better than that.
You know, he's gouging his eyes out.
Yeah.
She's like ripping his wings off.
Yep.
That is so sweet.
Thanks for the call. That is a girl that you do not want to break up with. New Year's Day and Ready, Aim, Misfire on Gen X.
Available to anybody, anywhere. We have some fairly open laws here about guns. I almost said liberal. Please,
easy. You don't want to
kick
get
me.
kicked off the air.
That's right, kick me. I mean, let's stop me for doing that. But
This ain't shit to what Tobias can brew up in that fucking shed.
Ya es hora de morir.
That's right, Eric with the counts. Spare parts. Spare lieutenant. Look at that.
Shit, this'll be easy.
I'm glad somebody's making it in this city.
I'm in the dark, right? Yeah, there's somebody. Yeah, there's somebody here. Activities. Guy.
Don't even think about starting shit on my block. I ain't gonna be.
Who are you talking to? Oh, hey, it's locked.
Oh my god! Can't you steal someone else's car?
and then they would have
Can you imagine
parties where they would be
knock
selling
on the
these
door?
products.
Yeah, open.
Saints for life, motherfucker. Hey! So you're the one all the buzz is about.
You nothing but money.
At least no one's pulling a gun.
I haven't heard you say a word. It's creepy.
Tell Gat one of his shipments came in. If I don't stop working these long shifts, I ain't never gonna get laid.
You made the right choice, man.
Then everybody in town would know that they were...
Oh, like they do with the cosmetics companies.
Yeah.
They do the pink cars. Instead of that,
absolutely.
Camo.
Oh my God.
Camouflage.
That is perfect.
Camouflage, high-end camouflage car. Trick it out.
Trick that car out.
Yeah.
And put it and armor it up and Kevlar it and
you know who would do this? I know the guys would do it down at Rim Jobs.
You think so?
They would do it. Of course. What? Are you kidding?
Man, we could get everybody on board with this. You know what? We got to put this up on the...
Well, they're a factory, so...
website. We got to get people start getting people signed up and get some ideas and you know, if you're out there and you can think of a prototype,
sure,
anything from, like you said, the baby bottle to you know, any other product.
Appreciate up here.
You think of the mobile that I mentioned, maybe a grenade rattle.
Let me go the other direction. Let me go the other direction. Why not start to really get real with what's going on in Stillwater right now? A lot of drive-bys, right? A lot of innocent people getting killed in these drive-bys.
Sure.
I think this
is... I just for one...
I go that way, I go this way.
It's okay.
Sure.
As you said, there are a lot of drive-bys and a lot of innocent people getting killed.
Yeah.
And gun knowledge and gun safety don't essentially help you in a drive-by because you don't see it coming.
Right.
And you can't walk around frosty all the time.
Sure.
So, you know, everything we're preaching before this, what you're mentioning, might not help you, so go.
No, and I'm not talking about this from the perspective of the shootee. I'm talking about this from the perspective of the combination driver-shooter. Because this happens a lot. You know, the traditional drive-by is a driver and others who shoot, right? A driver, the windows go down, the people in the passenger seat and in the passenger side back seat, they're the ones wielding the weapons, right?
Right.
I've seen this happen more and more these days where the driver himself rolls down the passenger window, shoots across through the car to a drive-by, sort of a combo deal, right? Driver and shooter.
That's pretty rough.
Well, it wouldn't be if we actually did gun training while we were doing driver training. And if we tested
what?
that skill when you go for your driver's license.
So you would have a combination test of not only driving, but marksmanship.
Right, and I'm going to tell you, I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to say it's going to be easier once you get the proper training to pass that test than it would be to parallel park. Wow.
And more efficient, get more done.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You know, none of this craning your neck over your shoulder to see where you're... No. A simple turn to the head, to the right, pop, pop,
bang, gone. And also, there's a lot less looking in the rearview mirror, did I get him, did I get him?
Right.
You know you got it.
That's right. This is the celebration that is gun ownership. This is how you celebrate gun ownership. This is how you celebrate... being free to have as many guns as you want, to use them anywhere.
And this is something all gun owners should do. They shouldn't just own a gun, period, for defense or whatever you think you need it for. You should innovate. You should figure out uses for your gun and uses for your abilities with a gun that help you and the others around you.
Absolutely. All through history, you have examples of products that were meant for one thing, but found purchase with some other use.
Like spaghetti.
What was spaghetti supposed to be?
I'm not sure.
But you read that on the internet.
I did. Spaghetti initially, I think, was a weapon.
I did not know that.
Yes, it was because it's a hard pasta, and then when you boil it down, it gets soft.
Right.
Well, initially, it was developed hard as a weapon, and it was almost like the first cluster bomb. Where they would throw it, it would crack, and it would go flying all over the place.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Or then you could soften it up,
right?
And also then it would become almost like a net of some sort. And then it eventually turned out to also be delicious.
I love coming into work every day with you.
Oh, really?
It's amazing. It's amazing. That guy over there, that's Mike. I'm David. It's the Mike and David Show on KBOOM 108, where we're right and they're wrong, and we'll be right back.
Conservative talk in Stillwater. 108 FM, WMD KBOOM.
Burgers, burgers, burgers. Everyone goes on and on about burgers. Tonight, change your dinner to the succulent, juicy, crispy on the outside, moist on the inside taste of Lick-a-Chick chicken. Get the 2-piece snack, the 3-piece lunch, the 5-piece dinner, the 12-piece feast, the 18-piece suitcase, the 40-piece drum, and introducing Lick-a-Chick's Fuck It Bucket. Ready to take a chance on dinner? For just $5, grab a Fuck It Bucket, take it home, and see if you're a winner. Could be full of fat, juicy Lick-a-Chick breast, it says. It could be a mess of Lick-a-Chick hot wings, or it could be a bunch of beaks and feet. Now that's a meal, or maybe not. You'll never know with the new Fuck.
Was that another one that says spectator? Finally disturb airport box.
Hit bucket from Lick-a-Chick. Eat me.
The talk that rocks your world. 108 FM, WMD KBOOM.
Didn't you see that guy? No, man. My side mirror's busted. What side mirror? Exactly. You're gonna get us killed, chump. Get this thing over to Rim Jobs. Rim Jobs? Yeah, Rim Jobs. They got everything you need. They fix you up, and then they can make this beat ride into a complete ride. I hear that. Paint jobs, ground effects, hydraulics, not to mention brand new rims. Spinners, spokes, thin walls, the whole works. Rim Jobs, huh? Yeah. Let's go. How do I get there? Make a left, jag off.
Decals, trim, nitrous, even missing safety equipment. Only at Rim Jobs. Turning trash into flash. We have it. Scratch that.
Oh, you got an itch, well, scratch that, cheese. Oh, you got an itch, well, scratch that, cheese. Oh, you got an itch, well, scratch that, cheese. For beats, scratch that is the place to be.
It's all at Scratch That. Your music, your beat. And Scratch That is the exclusive outlet for all the hot new MP3 players. So you can take your tunes wherever you go. Whatever you're into.
Oh, you got an itch, well, scratch that, cheese. Oh, you got an itch, well, scratch that, cheese. Oh, you got an itch, well, scratch that, cheese. For beats, scratch that is the place to be.
Your music, your beat. It's all at Scratch That. Word. We're right. They're wrong. 108 FM. WMD KBOOM.
Hello, love. I'm Ian, and I'm really excited about my new hair salon here in Stillwater. It's called Sheer Intensity, yeah? I come here from London, where I cut the hair of the rich and famous, from rock stars to the royal family. Imagine getting your hair cut at Sheer Intensity by me, Ian. That would be tits, wouldn't it? Oh, yes, it would. You could pretend that you were a rock star, or the Queen Mum, or maybe... I could design a hairstyle just for you. Yeah, that would be tits, wouldn't it? Sheer Intensity, where everyone's hair is treated like royalty, yeah.
Once a beacon of promise, the district of Saints Row has long...
Find them. I can't find them.
temporary Sodom. A place where diseased whores corrupt the bodies and virtues of our youth, where drugs ensnare the minds of the impoverished, and all too often violence is seen as the solution to any problem. My friends, make no mistake. If Stillwater is ever to be made whole again, something needs to be done about Saints Row. Mayor Winslow thinks that throwing scraps from his ivory tower to various volunteer programs is enough to clean up the district. But 2 years of spending with negligible results clearly proves that if we want to see change, real change, we need to take drastic steps.
So this guy's the mouthpiece for the Colombians, huh?
Yep.
And he's in town.
Yep.
Interesting.
We've taken out one of the Carnales' legs. We smoked this guy, and they're crippled for good.
Yeah, and so are we. We kill Orejuela, and the Colombians will be all up our ass. Let's figure out what his game is first, and then we'll decide what to do. You know where he's at?
Yeah, well, I'd start with the strip clubs.
Cool. All right, man. Let's go buy this drug lord a lap dance.
Alright,
let's go swing by the strip club and wait to see who shows up.
I have Ezelie come and soften her heart.
When we get to Manuel, just let me do all the talking, alright? I'd hate for us to fuck things up with the Colombians because you said some crazy shit that pisses him off. With Hector taken out, his brother Angelo is probably calling the shots. Lucky for us, he doesn't have his shit together. It'll probably take him a while before he's got the crew organized enough to make a move on us. If and when Angelo finally steps, he's gonna send Victor to do the job. Now, I know you think you're all badass and everything, but trust me, Victor ain't no joke. You run into that asshole, you better make sure you got some serious backup.
More conservative talk. Stillwater 108 FM. WMD KBOOM.
KBOOM 108, where we're right and they are wrong. Aren't we, Mike?
Yes.
On the Mike and David show.
Okay, let's sit tight. Manuel should be here soon.
I mean, aren't we full?
Nadie cruce los canales.
Fuck the
Colombian, we gotta get out of here.
I there's a nice spread. There's some bagels and schmears out there.
Right. We're not full.
No.
Not by a long shot. Absolutely. We can always eat.
Absolutely.
But we as a country, aren't we as a country full already? Full of everything, including shit.
Built to bursting.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
I mean, so it brings to mind the question of what do we do about these illegal immigrants? I mean, as you sit there and you watch the Stillwater television news, you listen to Jack in the newsroom, we are run over, we're inundated with these people that aren't from here.
Right.
And yet, those very same people want to use our schools. They want to
I tried to press Y and Y and Y. This dude did not want to get out of the freaking car.
So this guy's the...
Can we skip this?
So,
alright, Let's go swing by the strip club and wait to see who shows up.
9 and 10.
Yes.
I see a car, and inevitably there's those it's got little balls hanging off.
When we get to Manuel, just let me do all the talking, alright? I'd hate for us to fuck things up with the Colombians because you said some crazy shit that pisses them off.
I'm not sure if that's what that means. That's just that seems to be the tune that they have.
And I don't know where they're coming from. I don't care where they're coming from. I just know that they're coming here, and
I'd like to know where they're going. Quite frankly, I can tell you that.
You'd like to know where they're going?
Heads are taken out. His brother Angelo is probably calling the shots. Lucky for us, he doesn't have his shit together. It'll probably take him a while before he's got the crew organized enough to make a move on us.
Screwing it up for the rest of us. I don't want to go bare-fisted, bare knuckle on everybody, but let's be honest. These people are making our country a worse place to live.
I think we need some sort of controls. Now, I know we have them in
If
place.
and when Angelo finally steps, he's gonna send Victor to do the job. Now, I know you think you're all badass and everything, but trust me, Victor ain't no joke.
I don't know how they're getting
You run
across
into
the
that
border.
asshole, you better make sure you got some serious backup.
Dog sleds and whatever. But them coming in.
I'll tell you, I gotta be honest, there's nothing worse than walking through. I walk through Stillwater, and you walk through the park. You'll come upon, there's a couple of blonde guys in like wooden shoes eating creamy fish out of a jar.
Yeah.
Not interested.
No.
They got like big, thick walrus-type mustaches, and that creamy fish is like stuck in there.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know if that's
It's like a little for later.
Oh, it's horrifying.
You know, that's what they're saying. Oh, that's a little for later.
Yeah.
I've heard him.
Get a napkin, Leif.
And learn English.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I've heard that's a little for later. You know,
that's too many vowels in that sentence.
Absolutely.
I don't get it.
So, then I have a proposal. I have a modest proposal.
Now, is this just for the Norwegians, or is this for
I
everyone?
think this is for everybody across the board.
Okay, let's sit tight.
Manuel
should be here soon.
Get into this country. If you get into this country illegally,
Fuck the Colombian. We gotta get out of here.
You need to be called on it, and you need to be made to pay. And believe me, I've got a laundry list of things. But first and foremost, I think we chip the immigrants.
Chip them?
Yes, we chip the immigrants. Do you know what that term is, chipping?
No, I'm thinking of like chipping ice. Like
No.
With a chisel.
Implanting a chip inside, like in the back of the neck or in the forearm or maybe in the bicep. Although I do not want in any way, shape, or form to have any illegal immigrants lifting power to be in any way, shape, or form limited.
Impeded.
Yeah, limited. So maybe the bicep isn't a great idea, but somewhere. Back of the neck, shoulder, something that can be scanned easily.
Now, are you proposing we do this to the people that are here now, or just all of the new entries?
Oh, no, people that are here now, in particular the people that are here now, so we know where they are. I mean, one of the problems we have with illegal immigration is they are everywhere.
True.
I see them at Freckle Bitches. I see them at Novin dropping off a jalopy. Yeah. I see them. I see them. Where else do I see them? I see them in Saints Row all the time. I mean, who knows how many of those people are legal?
Yeah, and that doesn't seem fair because there's that gang. There's the Los Canales gang.
Yes, Los Canales. Yes.
Yeah. And that doesn't seem fair to the other gangs. These guys just keep getting replenished with new cannon fodder.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Hey, I'm supposed to pick every day!
To pick and choose which of the pamphlets that I am going to read.
Nice try.
To get my
you saved our ass.
My good driver certificate or whatever to get my license renewed. I'm going to review all this stuff. I have to. Leaf through 90 pages of every language in the known universe till I get to English.
Yeah.
What's that all about?
Yeah.
Give me a break. all because we're servicing these illegal immigrants.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't even know how you would say parallel parking and tiling ease.
Yeah, I don't
because these
either.
people are driving yaks.
Yeah.
What do they know?
So my problem here is this: and my solution. I have a problem and I have a solution.
Okay.
So I'm not just stating the problem.
Oh, great, another wannabe banger.
Their regiment of the eye, and they're hitting a gavel, and then they're deciding what to do about us. I don't
Regiment
like it.
of the Eye.
It's
Are you a member of one of those secret societies?
I may have heard of something on the internet about those Regiment of the Eyes.
Okay, fine. We need to know where they are.
I agree.
And yes, they're everywhere, but we need to know specifically where
they're going,
where they're going,
located,
yeah.
where their headquarters is.
Right. So, sneak into our country. If we find you, we have one of those special guns. We snap a chip into your neck.
Yeah, boom.
Period.
Like a zip gun.
Now, and this is only because our leaders are not willing to pick these people up by the scruffs of their necks and kick their little tushies back to whatever country they came from. You know?
They're too concerned with offending people and hurting people's feelings.
And losing childcare.
Yes.
And gardening.
Oh,
and
sure.
Pool cleaning.
Yeah,
and orange selling. And taquerias. And what else? What else are we in danger of losing? Oh, the milky, creamy fish guys.
Oh, yeah. Oh, not a fan.
But there are some people, who get into that sort of thing.
I suppose. I don't understand it.
I think that if we can track them, if we know where they're going, what they're doing, we can, in fact, turn this whole thing around. We can turn this whole immigration thing around. We need an FIA.
FIA.
A federal...
Where'd that come from? Could you at least toss me my pin?
Something with a ski if they're from Norway.
Yeah, a big brush mustache. I would say like a big...
Yes.
Yeah, just
I'm with you.
Big
I hear you.
mustache.
Just an icon of some sort.
A little maple leaf
for the Canadians
sneaking around. Sure.
Absolutely. So we do that.
And a half-eaten dog, if you're from one of those fine places where they go...
The Asian
consume
countries?
our pets, yes.
Yeah. Don't get me started on that. If these people refuse to put in these chips, we just make it worse for them. We outfit them with shock collars.
Wow, I like it.
If you're not going to take a little chip under the skin, you're not going to go a little subcutaneous, great.
That's
then
fine.
you have a new fashion accessory, my friend. That's what I say.
Now, so they get a shock collar. Let me ask you something. Where, in theory, the shock collar needs a source, a power source that they can't, like a border they can't cross, in order for it to be activated, correct? So, would you...
Oh, no. We're not trying to keep anybody in a yard. You mean like one of those invisible fences?
Yeah, that's what
no.
Is that what you mean?
No, because we're not going to do that. You said it yourself very well. They're like cockroaches. They're everywhere.
Oh, sure.
We're not going to stop that. We're just going to know where they are. And what I propose is that we give all of the white people that are here in town and the immigrants that are here legally.
Legal immigrants.
We give them the ability to plug in a joystick into their personal computers. We make a website. We show where these people are, teeming all around the city, wherever they are. You can take your mouse and click on somebody and give them a quick zap. What do you think, huh? Enough of that.
They don't have to be even doing anything wrong. Because they're just doing something wrong by being here.
They could be selling oranges.
Yeah.
They could be selling oranges. All of a sudden, you've got hot orange juice. Because, that.
Guy with a gift squeeze, because you can throw a nice 200 volts.
Yes.
I like
you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, this would teach these people. Don't fuck with us.
And it would only take, although these people never learn. I was going to say it would only take a few of them to get the shock collar, and then they'd go, you know what, give me the chip.
Give me the chip.
But now, I got to be honest with you, these people don't learn. They would try to find some way to incorporate, you know what they would do?
Yeah.
They would find a way to, come up behind a white guy and tackle him and hope to get shocked while they were holding the guy and then shocking him in turn. Like
so
trying
it would
to
be
turn
sort of like
against
the
us.
international jiu-jitsu?
Yes.
Sort of wow.
Sort of like almost like a mutant superpower of sorts. They would find a way. They would be in cahoots with the underbelly, like the white underbelly of this country. Because let's be honest, not all the white people are good. Yeah, those people. Yeah. They would find a way to like pay them off to locate them with the joystick, and then they would go in and rob a store. Like they would hold onto a clerk by that throat and then zap and then take it.
So this is rife with problems.
Well, but again, we're spitballing it. We could work this out easily.
We can, and I think we will. You're listening to KBOOM 108, where we're right and they're wrong. Mike and David, and let's try it from the other way. Rather than the stick, let's talk about a carrot.
Okay.
I was talking with some people about this the other day, and somebody, I don't know who I stole it from, but somebody came up with Jingo, a new organization. Jingo. I'm like, Jingo. I like that.
Sounds like a lottery game.
Sounds like a little game you play with wooden pieces. You try and build a tower.
What the hell are they talking about, man? Airport.
Oh, that's a good game.
You know. But here's what Jingo stands for. Jobs for immigrants, not geeks overseas. Now, one would argue that there's an extra F in there for the word for, but that's sort of a throwaway word. So just roll with me on this. Jobs for immigrants, not geeks overseas. Here's what we do. We take all these illegal immigrants, we round them up, and all this yammering about offshoring and jobs leaving the country and going, hello, may I help you? You know, we put these people in a great big warehouse here in Stillwater. We run thousands of phone lines into this warehouse. Hundreds of toll-free numbers for every company that work anywhere in the country wants to take advantage of that. We stick these people in there. We give them the same scripts that they're using overseas, and we turn Stillwater into the call center of America. Wow.
You think big.
What do you think?
You think big. That's what I think.
It's manageable.
We know where they are.
We know where they are. It's efficient, and while they're in this building, the shock collars aren't operating. So it's a sort of a draw. It's instead of a stick, it's a carrot. Come eat my carrot. You know what I'm saying?
Sure, I hear you. Here's my question.
Yes.
Who teaches these people to read? You said there's scripts involved. They're going to need to handle, the volume of calls coming in will be from Americans who speak English. Who's going to teach these puddin' heads from, other places?
Puddin' heads?
Well, you know what I'm saying.
Is that a technical term?
Sure.
Okay.
It's kind of like a whistlehead.
Gotcha.
Who's going to teach them how to read? Because we know that these people can't read. Or else they'd see the sign that says stay out.
What if we made the scripts all pictographs? All pictures. And then they could say, take the round circle with the little circle inside it and put it on the cup-shaped piece of plastic that slides in and out of your computer. What do you think? That might work. That's about as good as you get from overseas anyway. Heck, that's as good as you get from some people here.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, and these people, and they'll be working toward...
Hey, I got it.
What?
They read their own language, don't they?
Sure.
Let's go to their countries. Let's outsource back to the U.S. Let's go to their countries and say, hey, you've got personal computers here in San Salvador and Mexico and Canada and Norway, right? We've got people in Stillwater that speak your language, my friend. Huh?
So a little reverse.
Call your toll-free. Yeah.
A little osmosis.
Yeah. Let's take advantage of the fact that we have all these illegal immigrants here. Let's put them to work back. And you know what? They're sending all their money back there anyway.
True.
Right?
Yeah, we're funding them. Essentially, our economy funds their economy illicitly.
Yeah. Why are we doing that? Well, let's do it, and let's get benefit as well. Because when Mr. and Mrs. Overseas Illegal Immigrant leaves the building, they're still going to buy themselves some clothes from Stefan. They're going to buy themselves a car from Vinny, my friend Vinny over at Novin. They're going to spend their money. Now, what they're not doing is they're not taking showers.
Well, let me backtrack. I have to stop you.
All right.
They're not going to buy clothes from Stefan. They could not possibly afford them. They're going to go to Sloppy Seconds and pick up some clothes there.
All right.
Secondly,
but it's money into the economy.
Let me play devil's advocate here.
Oh,
let me throw some danger.
Here we go.
This is the danger of your plan. I
All
like
right,
your plan.
fine. All right.
But here's something that...
What the? Not in here? Crazy up in there. Oh well.
Esa vieja es una puta.
Nice. Nice. I like this. A lot to chew on. Please stay tuned. You're listening to KBOOM 108. Mike and David, we're right. They're wrong. Back in a moment.
Hello, friends. This is Alderman Hughes.